Yo, yo, yo. What's good with you out there? Just tapping in with you once again, man. I know it's been a minute before I slid off and in front of y'all or whatever with something, but this old Shannon Sharpe thing, man, is blowing up these internet streets, man. It's crazy, And seeing how he went about, putting himself in this position, man. And at the end of the day, myself as a hustler, I don't never knock the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Even if you end up falling victim to it, because that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? In the streets, we call it taxes. For before all you that don't know me, you know what I'm saying? This is my life story right here. And you can purchase this on Amazon. Tells my whole story. You know what I'm saying? We even got it off in volumes over there. Actually, it's on audiobook now for all you cats that, may want to ride and listen or whatever case. And this right here, where you can go ahead and see my story at, and this actually happened. This me over there on the Connect podcast. I think that thing close to like 1 million views at this point. But we want to go ahead and tap in on the Shannon Sharpe thing, but I want to give it to you from a street perspective. Check these channels out right here. The Real Dana. I fuck with her channel real hard, man. She got Judge Joe Brown over there, and she go hard on some real good stuff. And Urban Politics, you know what I'm saying? That's a homie. Look like he out toward California or something, but he dropped some real interesting perspectives, and I'm using some of his clips today. Now, this cat right here, Ask an Older Man, he dropped some real Jews, man, real Jews. And the perspective I was coming with today, I ended up running across this thing toward the end, and he was dropping some of that same perspective I was coming with, but he even took it a little bit deeper with some actual stories that I'm gonna hit y'all with. So, I'm not gonna rock y'all to sleep and ain't gonna hold you too long. We're gonna go ahead and get off into this thing because I have a number of clips that I want to hit y'all with. But let's start off with my man, Urban Politics.
Man, had to come tap in, and the last 24 hours have been a real live whirlwind when it comes to Shannon Sharpe in the news and in the media. As it broke into the timeline early yesterday morning, he'd been hit with the $50 million lawsuit of alleged rape, sexual assault, and abuse to this girl named Gabby on OnlyFans named Courtney that he has supposedly been in a relationship with a couple years. A little bit more time went by. Next thing you know, it's all up over the timeline after all the accusations came out of that he was choking, abusing, and things like that. A text thread that him and his team put out showed conversation that these things were wanted, these things were consensual, and everybody like, wow, this nigga Shannon Sharpe. Yeah, it is a consensual conversation to this, but it's like, man, you into some wild stuff. To each his own. Nothing illegal about that. No foul play there.
Now, here, that's what y'all got to remember, man. United States is a Christian nation. So that means the laws are basically theoretically Christian conservative laws. And we have to understand at the end of the day, two things that are total opposite or appear to be contradictory can be true. As the brother just stated, everything that Shannon Sharpe participated in was not illegal. And here's the thing, it's not illegal until somebody complains. When somebody complains, then it becomes illegal. What do I mean? There are laws on the books that is against that, like in the state of Michigan. The only position in Michigan when it comes to intimacy is missionary. Anything outside of that can be equated in case of a situation like this as a charge of sodomy and some of that other stuff. So keep that in mind, people. Keep that in mind. And this is where Shannon Sharpe got himself into a situation. And I keep telling y'all, for the last one I did with the boy Edwards, with the girl he got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at the end of the day, even though he's 56, these guys come straight out of college and they come straight out of high school and go to college. Just because he's older, that don't mean he has that street perspective and know how to sense certain stuff. Because this girl was lining him up the whole time and he didn't peep it. You dig what I'm saying? So let me go on and hit this next clip.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well. Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
I mean, listen to the whole interaction, with her talking to him. It's just extremely interesting. But like I said, I'm gonna break it down section by section a little bit later in the interview. I mean, in the little thing we're doing here. But I want y'all to check out this next little clip right here that I got from over there with Judge Joe Brown and the real Dana with the data over there. Check this joint out. May trip you out.
This went on for more than a year, so she kept coming back. From one of the
this dang on
this
thing
went on for
ain't that something? Well, give me a minute, people, while I try to take you through this. I can't believe this thing is acting stupid like this right now.
This went on for more than a year, so she kept coming back over there. She liked rough trade or something.
Yes, because let me read. So the lawyer had dropped text receipts and said, so statement by Lanny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. Gabriella Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe.
Now, most of this stuff about her being abused and taken advantage of, it seems to be centered around this whole choking thing. And you can see from some of the text that was read out in that last clip is that she appears to be fascinated with this type of thing. But again, as I stated, these things are not illegal as long as I guess you can say they're consensual. But as soon as they're not consensual or a person starts to complain and it enters that conservative framework that our country is based off of, Christianity or Christian conservative nation, it becomes illegal or an offense of where someone could be liable. And it's important to recognize and pay attention to that as you go through this whole thing. But like I say, we're going to walk through this thing step by step so y'all can see it play by play. Then we're going to hit this next joint real quick. Y'all got to excuse me because I got so many doggone clips to like explain the story as we go. But check this out.
The nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she made in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples of text messages.
Now here, again, it's another example. This girl asked him for $25K a cheek. Now, how can you get this misconstrued and think that you guys are in a relationship of any type outside of monetary compensation? And sometimes, I mean, you can get into the situation and you get that money, you start feeling good, and you can start feeling you the most sexiest thing in the world. But at the end of the day, you got to acknowledge the reality is there's a hell of an age gap between the two. I think the girl was, when they first started dating, 19, maybe she might be 20, 21 now. A couple of years went by of you guys being in a relationship. But the relationship was based on some rather interesting circumstances where it may have been fetish based, to say the least. But like I say, not knocking the man. I mean, he in his lane doing what he do. But I mean, at the end of the day, it got to make sense. And at some point, it looks as if it stopped making sense for him, because maybe her appetite for compensation started to grow a little bit more. But he was the last to get the memo. But check, we're gonna move through this thing before I start jumping off into my lane, just to get y'all familiar with the whole subject. Here we go.
From one of the people that is notorious for filing these cases, this person was a little bit tipsy, a lot tipsy, at an Emmy Award party. And this person was telling me that they filed these lawsuits to extort settlements, which got lucrative. So, but let's just say that perhaps this is another one of those things, because lawyers, some of them are one way and some of them are another. And
he's explaining to you right there at a party. That's why I love Judge Joe Brown, because he gives you so much perspective, and he's willing to share his life experiences and inside information. He's saying years ago, he's at an Amy whole little situation, and one of these type of attorneys, like Gloria, I think Gloria something, that was out suing all these Weinstein men and all that, not questioning or saying they didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And was getting all these large sums of money from them. And to me, Mr. Busby, or Attorney Busby, is just similar to that. But it seems as if he's targeting one Pacific ethnic group, where with Gloria, it seemed like anybody could have got it. But what he's expressing, he's not saying it was Mr. Busby or whomever, but one of these types of attorneys when they got tipsy, start expressing that, hey, they started noticing that this type of thing was lucrative, with extorting and extracting money from frisky ass entertainers and people of this sort. And what I think is important for women to recognize, of whatever ethnic group, y'all need to start paying attention, because your cause is being hijacked by individuals like this that's looking to exploit the women. They hustlers. That's what they do. But these attorneys and these other peoples, or these brands that's using your cause to sell stuff to you, and think you got to start paying attention to the hustle at the end of the day, because I would hate to see, and what happens when they started burning this stuff out, eventually it falls on dead ears, like I guess the boy they call Wolf, the old analogy that was based around, and a lot of these women, y'all need these laws in place for y'all when you get violated. But these other people are just looking to exploit it and extract money, and not talking about the girl that's hustling, because that's exactly what she's doing. I mean, now I know people may have their personal feelings and feel she was violated and all that. That's why I want to take you through the rest of this. I'm not telling nobody what to think at the end of the day, but it's kind of going to be clear. And whatever side you fall on, that's the side you fall on. Nobody's saying there's nothing wrong with it, but I just want to have an even-handed perspective to look at everything from all the way across the board. So let's move on.
True. And he met her in Hollywood. So it says in March of 2023, she allegedly sent him, "I want to be abused, daddy." Another text, "I'm getting your name tattooed on me in like an hour, by the way. Just thought I'll let you know." Sharpe texts back, "In the font of my cognac," to which she allegedly responded, "Yes, daddy, on my neck. If I get it, can I maybe be your baby mama?" 2 days later, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me." Another one, she says, only if you put that baby gravy in me. Okay, yeah, the black baby. I said that. And then Sharpe replies, if I still fuck with you around my birthday in 2024, you can take the IUD out.
Like the video again that I just did maybe about a week ago, where the comedian said, hey, they know in the case of, was it Anthony Edwards and the girl, I hate the name, Anisha Howard. I don't want to, I'm sorry if I chopped her name up. But the whole thing is, like he said, it's easier to get a baby out of you than a ring out of you. These women know that. This is a young lady. And at the end of the day, let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Man, you 56 years old. Not knocking your hustle. Not knocking you get down. How you get down? Because, what you earn and put you in that position. You compensating a young lady and all of this. But hey, I know you might feel you're cute and you work out and all that, which is good. But listen, what makes a woman that young want to date? Let's round up. She, 20? So she is 20. We're rounding up. You 56. You 60 years old, dude. Like I say, not knocking the hustle. Do your thing. I ain't mad at it. That's your lane. But at some point, you neglected protecting yourself. And she's making it clear, $25,000 a cheek. And, she want a baby gravy and all. She's looking for security. You came out and you want to say her name and all that. She's a what's name fan. The OnlyFans, whatever. You knew she was OnlyFans when you met her. You knew exactly what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for the brother because I don't believe myself personally that he was abusing this girl. I believe that the role playing just leaked over into reality to where their whole existence of communication was constantly role playing and building up to that moment when they got together. And we know she likes to, get, choked and stuff like that. And, other action with all that's going on. I'm too young for this. Let me go on to the next joint.
So it says, I want to put my tongue in your hole and then marry you. And then she says, that just got my pee wet. Tie me up and do bad things to me. To which Sharpe responded, cuff up.
Now, anybody that's you've been in the state joint, you've been in the fed joint. High securities, they don't really go for this. When an officer come to move you out your cell, this thing he says cuff up. So that means turn around, put your hands behind your back, and back up against the little meal slot. You have to bend down somewhat, while your hands behind your back so he can put the cuffs on you before he opens the door. Or when they're going to let somebody else in the cell, you have to cuff up. Then they have you go stand in the far corner. Then they'll let somebody else in the cell. And then you got to come around, come back, uncuff you. And then, you see what I'm saying? So by him saying cuff up, that's how they get out. I want you to do bad things to me. You're like, cuff up. So this is a normal pattern. This is a normal practice between these two. But we got some youngins out here that, they love they fuck with you know what I'm saying? This is one of the real good comedians here. His name escaped me. I'm the worst with names. But when y'all see him, y'all gonna know it. He had something to say about it, and I can't say I can't agree with him. Because Shannon got caught out here bad. Here we go.
I ain't gonna lie. Shannon Sharpe, what is you doing? What is you doing, Unc? You ain't got no business out here with no 20-year-old white girl. With no 20-year-old period. Period. She can't even drink no Le Portier. What are you doing? Damn. Ain't nothing wrong with being no freak, but be a freak and it makes sense. You got this little ass girl sticking her tongue in your ass. Your big football playing ass. Funky ass. That ass done play hella football. Training camp, 2-a-days, 4 seasons. Funky ass, what you think she was gonna do? I looked the girl up to try to wrap this shit around my mind, and she ain't even, it wasn't the ass. She charging 25K a cheek, and it ain't no cheeks. No cheeks, and she ain't got no lips. She probably whistle when she talk. Damn, all these aunties out here. All these aunties out here. You can drop a couple dollars on the nightstand after you handle your business. They gonna be good. But you out here fucking around. Fucking around. I know you fucking lying, Unc. These can't be the same chick she want a 25K a cheek for. Can't be. Unc, it's the angle. You ain't noticed when you see it in person ain't the same ass in the pictures? Damn. All she doing is feeling like a pair of scissors. I know an auntie right now with all ass, Unc. All ass 49. Got more dimples than a golf ball. You will love it over there. She probably don't even know how to wipe herself yet. She probably still wiping back to front. And you out here fucking around. We with you, Unc, but motherfucker gotta hold you accountable though. You got this, you gotta do better than this. You should have knew as soon as she said put a big black baby in her what time it was. She don't even want the baby to grow. She want the baby to come out your size soon as she have it. She ready to make you a great-great-grandfather. Damn, Unc. Come on, man. Get this shit together, man.
I mean, Unc was having a good time. We're going to go through some other clips where he going to be talking about that he be killing that young thing and all that. I mean, and listen, man, I can't say that I can relate to that, but I got some buddies of mine, and I mean, listen here, they frisky like Unc. They frisky like Unc, and, you know, they get to doing their thing, and, you know, they be choking and all that, and be getting giggle. Man, she almost passed out. She was choking me. How the hell can you get excited with that? I don't understand it. I remember one time a young lady was, me and her, you know, getting frisky doing a little thing or whatever. And then she started, you know, saying, you know, going like give it to her, but, you know, with the F part. I got scared. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I got scared. I mean, my little buddy ran off on me and everything. I got shook. I wasn't used to no woman talking to me like that. You know, so I mean, hey man, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? But when you start going to certain levels of you know, friskiness, I mean, how do you get back from that? You know, and I mean, this is what Unc fell a victim of. You know, and like Youngin said, you know, auntie and, you know, a little bit of age on or whatever the case, but, you know, these aunties today ain't like the aunties when I was growing up. When they got a little older, you know, time had took its course. But these aunties now, they, you know, they trying to stay in the market, man. They keeping that thing together. You know, but I mean, I digress. Let's move on.
That's my P now. Oh my God. And she says, when I'm 152 pounds, but you can't touch me because you cheated on me on Instagram Live with such and such, going to be 180 soon, and you're still not going to be able to touch. Bet you're regretting your actions right about now. Sharpe replied, I'd be killing that young P. God. And then she fired back saying, absolutely not. When you give me a formal apology for cheating on me on Instagram Live and multiple other times, then we can talk about it. He texted her on New Year's Day, Happy New Year. Can't wait to see what 2025 has in store for us. Give 50K and I'll let you come over to my house.
What it is what's being described as or paid play. Also sadomasochism, and it would be interesting to see if any of these requests for S&M or rough trade came closely proximate to the date she's claiming that she got hard.
Now, from my understanding, after she made that 50 grand request, the next day this whole thing was filed. Now, I would like y'all to pay attention, because in a minute I'm about to break the whole thing down, go through it step by step. There's a victimization that she plays and that he plays. That's a build up to when they get together. You know what I'm saying? And there's threats made, but it seems like all the threats that are made is centered around what she enjoys. Now, she speaks about baby gravy and big black baby in me and things of that sort. You know, there seemed like a racial tone inside of this whole thing together. So these cats are not just role playing anymore in spurts. It seemed like their whole existence and the communication between the two of them is role playing, to where there is no break out of character at all. As they say, there's no safe words. This is just life that they're acting out. And it's it's kind of interesting to say the least. But we're about to go right here to my man Urban Politics, and he about to drop the second half of when she come on out with this lawsuit and gonna tell that now it appears that Shannon tried to settle. Keep in mind, this right here is breaking just before Shannon signed his $100 million contract with, I believe, ESPN. And we're going to get more into that a little later. But check this out.
Well, now today, Shannon Sharpe woke up, put out a video, and y'all heard that right there in the beginning, saying that this is a cash grab. This is completely one of those shakedowns done by Tony Busby, a lawyer that we've seen all over the internet, all over time and time again, tied in with these lawsuits. The recent one with Jay-Z, Diddy, others as well, Deshaun Watson and things. But now, Tony Busby has came out and put it in the news and the media, and I had to come cover it so y'all won't say I'm being biased, that Shannon Sharpe had offered a $10 million settlement.
He offered the settlement, and there's some people trying to say that there's guilt because of settlement. That's not the case. That's not the case. Because this man just lost $100 million. Now, if he could have gave that girl $10 million, I mean, that'd been a hell of a tax. But I mean, that'd been a hell of a tax. But he'd have still had that 90 if this wouldn't have came out. But now that this came out, that's gone. Because at the end of the day, somebody paying you that much money, that's because they feel they can make way more off of you with advertisement and everything else. And people don't want their brand associated with, for lack of choice of better terms, a super freak. I mean, let's just keep it gangster. That's what it is. This man jacked off a whole lot of money because, I mean, he didn't have things lined up right, you know. And I know with myself, I mean, what I would advise him, man, listen, if you out here dealing with these women like that or whatever, Shannon need to always keep him 2 females with him. 2. Because one thing about women, they tell you that you look out for and that you ain't getting frisky with. It can't be none of that cootie cat and man part involved. These have to be your friends, straight up friends. You look out for them or whatever, and they be like kind of like the guardian at the gate. Can't nobody read better than a woman. Through all that I did, like I said, I showed y'all some of what I did, and I showed y'all some of my references and resume. Here we go. We'll do it again. That's my life experience. This is my book on it. That's the volumes. All this is on audio book. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main things I did, man, I had women that I dealt with, that it was no intimacy involved, but they were around to read people for me. That's what they're around for, to read people for me. And a lot of times the most valuable ones was the ones up in the strip club, in them bars, especially them high-end ones. They were really good because it's their business to be able to read their clientele and know who coming up in there faking, got their income tax money, or who really built like that. And these were the people he needed to have surrounded with him. But later on, we're going to go off into the Monique thing, where Monique was basically trying to put him up on game, and it was going over his head. Just because somebody is, and we're starting to understand now, this part right here, look at Jonathan Majors. He got the color, big lips, look like he's straight from Zamunda, but ain't got a clue. Ain't got the clue the first. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and slide on this next clip right here. I think this Bubba Dub right here clowning up.
I was trying to set Unc up, and we ain't gonna let it happen. We ain't letting y'all bring down now another black celebrity no damn more. Now everybody know Unc been knocking the seeds out the watermelon for the last 2 years. He been knocking the seeds out of watermelon. All of a sudden now, this $100 million contract come up. Now she wanting to sue. Never. You wasn't suing when you were tooting that ass, or were you? Hell no. Did y'all read the shit? He, according to her, back in October 2024, he assaulted her. Now she's saying he sexually assaulted her again this year. So that means you went back. He did it once. So that wasn't good enough for you. You gonna go back again? Never. Letting you niggas know right now, you gotta be careful with those out here right now. They trying to get everything they can up out of you. Unc ain't never made $100 million before. He'd be in the league, but $100 million, Unc looking forward to that goddamn $100 million. And now he gotta wake up to these type of allegations? Never. You see, Unc old school. That nigga had every goddamn text message, every encounter he ever had with her. He had it in the messages.
Unc did have every message, every text in the whole nine, but it ain't for the reason that Bubba Dub think he had it. Unc was frisky, and he was a freaky joker too. Like I said, he's a super freak. That's why he still had every single text, because when he wasn't with her, he was reading over them things over and over and over again. Those texts was like souvenirs to Unc ass. That's what that is, because Unc's a super freak. Hey, like I say, it ain't against the law. There's nothing wrong with it as long as consenting. But as soon as somebody get upset and wants to go to the law, there's a venue for them to extract damages basically on a technicality. Because even though it was a consensual, the law doesn't approve of it. So there's a way to proclaim or get damages. And then you got former historically named robber barons, well, the minions or executors of robber barons, currently called attorneys, that know these laws and know how to extort legally. And all this whole thing was started with these laws, and y'all may not know this, under the Magna Carta. The Magna Carta was created and created the whole legal system that we still operate under now, theoretically, but it was for corporations. That's what Magna Carta is. Magna Great Carta, charter. Look up charter, legal definition charter, to tell you corporation. That's what these attorneys do. And they know how to get this money legally because it's an extortion. Anybody know clearly what it is, but it's not protected behavior under the law. Only thing that's protected, I know in Michigan, and I think of maybe a few other places, I got a clip on this, is missionary. That's because this is a conservative Christian nation, legally. Let's move on.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby.
I feel like anything that I say, you're just going to get mad at me and hang up on me. Victim. I'm not going to hang up on you. You know, it is what it is. What do you mean? And when she said that, it sounded like she was smiling when she said it. Just the way it sounds. Okay. We're not going to stop here. We're going to go to the next breakdown.
You want to be a now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You want to be a D to me now. It just was edited out there. And D meaning stick, man part. Let me run it one more time. I'm thinking so. Yeah, fucking forget what I'm about to say.
You want to be a now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I don't want to be. Then she stopped. Don't manipulate me. Then he said, Lord have mercy. That word, don't manipulate me. She know that triggers him. Lord have mercy. Okay, keep that in mind now. Keep that in mind. Hold on, because I think I got another one I got to drop in here, but I don't want to miss this drop because this is gonna be important. Okay, but like I say, pay attention to that. Don't manipulate me. Oh Lord, matter of fact, let me play it one more time so it can be fresh on your mind.
You want to be a now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh Lord have mercy.
Oh Lord have mercy. You can tell the aggravation right there. Okay, here we go. But understand, the aggravation is part of the stimulation in this little scenario that they're going through. So hold on, here we go.
If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
What did he say? You say that one more time, so that lets you know she's then said it a number of times. She knows that triggers him. Okay, this shit's recorded. So that lets you know she was lining his ass up the whole damn time and knew what she was going to do. But by him not being from the street, he's not able to pick up what's going on. And there's too many pauses, long pauses in between what they're saying. There'll be more on the next video I'm going to play later on, as if she's being coached or has been coached. But he don't know because he's not used to the government listening to him. He's not used to the government tapping his phones. He's not used to dealing with informants and snitches and all this other damn shit that street guys is used to. We play a game of fucking espionage, just trying to hustle when I was out there doing that. So we're constantly looking for these things. But he's a civilian man. He's made all his money legally. You know what I'm saying? And he's not familiar with the hustle. Now, I'm not saying he hasn't had ladies like this, but this is another generation, which you'll see him state later on when he's talking about dating is different. And he got caught up in it because he don't have the right people in his circle pulling his coattail to what's going on. Now, check this out.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Now, you heard her say, I don't want to be choked. I'm going to play it again. Listen to the way she says it. She says it in a passive, submissive, seductive, vulnerable way. And you can tell that that's the way that goes, because I got a whole nother clip that they dropped later on that's similar. She has that similar sound that triggers him. And he says, yes, you do. And then he says, and you don't have a choice in the matter. They're still going through their little their little dance before they get together, and woo, the pressure just pop off, if you know what I'm saying. But like I say, hold on, check this joint out, because I got this thing all lined up for y'all. Where the hell is this at? Y'all know I'm always getting lost and shit. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Now this right here is gonna really break it down for you.
No, here's the thing, my friends. As a man who's had his share of freaky, different type of sexual activity, this looks bad. But unfortunately, it is part of the dominatrix playbook. It's as simple as that. There has to be a degree of realism in order for the dominatrix and the submissive to get turned on. And hear me out. Just 3 weeks ago, one of my friends here in Dubai, a female, she's been married 20-something years now, and we're talking about sex life in marriage. And I know she's a bit of a, what we would call freak, right? And she said, but just sometimes I want him to just choke me. And he does, but he doesn't take me to the point where I pass out because he's afraid that he can't revive me. This is a wife talking about her husband. They got 2 kids, but this is the role that they play. She wants it to go to the extreme.
He's afraid that he can't revive me. Who was that guy years ago? I forget the name of him. Was he one of them guys that went around testing food and all that? Or I can't remember or was he? I can't remember. And this joker they found him and he had unalived himself because, he was getting frisky with himself and he was hanging himself. And I guess that helped him get to where he was trying to get to. But things, it went wrong that particular time. And it cost him ultimately. You know what I'm saying? So we would be naive to act as if this stuff don't go on. And a lot of you jokers out there, y'all frisky little thundercats too. So y'all know all about this little frisky stuff. You know what I'm saying? That ain't never been my, you know what I'm saying? I get scared. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I guess I'm super conservative and boring when it comes to that. Because, I've had some, but that's like my one cousin. Man, this joker here, actually, I got some excerpt in my book talking about this joker. Man, one particular time, talking about the woman would spend money taking this joker out, and he had money. Woman brought a food cart, came in, and the guy left. He asked her to grab him something off the cart for herself, and then he grabbed it and took her head and cleared the whole thing off the cart with her head, and it popped off, and she loved it. Hey, to each their own. I ain't got the energy. I'll probably be tired after tussling and all that, but and this joker had women that was going crazy. He be lying to him and all, and all kind of stuff, and leading up to like what he was talking about. But let's run this next one.
The number one fantasy that I hear from women for over a decade is definitely celebrities. People who are athletes, actors or actresses, singers or songwriters. People who have fame are often seen as the number one fantasy in women's sexual desires.
You remember the thing what I did with Usher? If y'all didn't see it, go peep it out. Woman not too long ago ended up getting divorced. Husband like, this damn woman don't kiss me in public. And kissed Usher in public. But when I showed her, I even took the music and everything just to show her body language. She was going cross-sided and throwing her head back. And this woman was taller than Usher. But was going through these changes. Going through these changes, man. But like I said, let's move on. Now, right here, Monique gonna come in, and Monique gonna talk to him on some of that. She gonna be on some auntie type shit, but nothing. Monique ain't doing nothing but running game, not game as to take advantage of him, but the normal conversation that most black people have in their front room when auntie talking to you, whatever, is humorous, but she telling you the truth, and you can tell this is foreign to Shannon to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Most of his people may be similar to Monique, but when you leave high school and go straight into college, you don't return back to that lifestyle no more. Everybody and all your friends are totally different. Like I told you about my man Wu that got drafted down there in Atlanta. I'm over his house hanging out. He got a bunch of football players in there and all that with the Cardinals and different. They straight nerds. And he told me, athletes don't have friends. All they have is other athletes. They don't have no friends. And it showed. So let me go ahead and run this one right here for y'all.
Oh, they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But she don't stop there. She gonna break it down to him, and she started giving him the game. But at the end of the day, old heads used to always say, man, when you out in the street, young and recognize when you in your run. Recognize when you in your run. That means when you didn't get that Mario Brother mushroom, and you can't be touched. Every hustler get that run. The good hustler maybe get 2 or 3. But it's only gonna last so long. Then when that mushroom run out, it's dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You know how the Mario game go. Then when they go going dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, you can run into all type of little tricks and all that. So you got to recognize your run. And when you in that run, you got to be able to protect that run and capitalize on that run, because that run gonna come short. Also, again, I had an old head tell me, just before I end up going on that run to end up leading to me going to work with Tijuana, Juarez, and then Sinaloa. Almost got into a situation that could have, went real bad. Old head grabbed me and say, listen, youngin, chill out. Let it pass. Let it pass. He said, because the devil comes to steal and destroy. He said, I done seen this happen too many times, youngin. He said, if you just listen to what I'm telling you, he said, within 60 to 90 days, something going to reveal itself. And it's going to change your life. Listen to what I'm saying, youngin. I listen. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't on some stupid shit. Because the run I went on, oh my God, made a lot of money, but I was crazy than the motherfucker. I wouldn't do it again now. All the people, real killers I came involved with. You see what I'm saying? But that's the game he gave me. Monique about to get this man game. Warning from the universe. Cat Williams gave this man game. Warning from the universe. The devil comes to rob and steal. Stole it from him. Because he didn't heed the warning. Because he didn't have no one next to him close enough to say, listen, nigga, your run about to come. This is just the John the Baptist per se, what you doing success now, till you hitting that. But dig, let me go and run this. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. Even if I need to.
No. Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs. To make him feel better about herself when they come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I know. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Come on, pick your glass up and clap for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay? Yeah. And y'all stop putting lies out about my brother, because I was in my feelings when y'all said he didn't date black women. Y'all stop that shit. You stop it. Now he might throw a white one in there every now and again. And it's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes we ain't into everything. Yeah. We don't do everything. So sometimes Uncle Shay Shay need a spice of life. Yeah, see? There you go. He need to go cross the street, but he always gonna come back.
She said, because some of us sisters, we don't do everything. What's trying to do? You see, I've repeated it 3 times, him pointing. Because some black women don't do everything. Excuse me. But what am I saying? At the end of the day, man, God made a woman, biblically, for a man. Okay. Even though the way the Bible suggests woman, I don't totally agree with it. I agree more with the views of my ancestors that the woman was made equal to the man, but she had certain principles that feminine nature of hers took care of, and the masculine nature took care of other things. But it was 2 natures that coexisted to maintain creation, procreate, so on and so forth. So, excuse me again. So that's how I see that. So what am I saying? The woman is always attacking the man, or what it appears to us, because the only neutralizer to a man's ego is the feminine principle. Our ego gonna tell us we can do everything in the world. Our ego gonna tell us every woman love us, and we tan the frame out that thing, even though we know that thing will scratch a mile and won't tear an inch. But the woman is the only effective antidote to a man's ego. You see the way she took Shannon's ass apart right there? That's what Shannon's wife would do, or older woman that Shannon had, an auntie. Okay, go do what you do. But that young girl gone, or I got in the prison. I was telling dudes all the time, I'm gonna run through some more of this. I'm like, y'all always speak crazy about women, about how you run this, you run that, and so on and so forth. Your woman don't know nothing, that. I said, I can tell you one thing right now that you won't be able to disagree with, that'll blow your mind. He said, what's that? I said, what's the thing that you said once you got caught? I don't know what you're saying. What's the thing, especially when you find out somebody inside your case then told on you something that I don't know. I said, I can tell you what you said. He said, what? You said, my mama told me, or my girl told me that nigga wouldn't know. You know what I did say? What that tell you? You have to respect the gift that woman got, because if Shannon had him an auntie, like the youngin said, that he deals with, because auntie grown, she know a man gonna be a man, but she would tell him, listen, you need to let that one pass, or listen, you need to stop dealing with, or listen. You see what I'm saying? Because she can appreciate the extra funds or whatever you giving to help make life simpler. And at the end of the day, she wants to preserve you. That's why that intimacy thing don't need to be involved in some cases. But I ain't gonna preach all death on that. I'm gonna mess around, lose where I'm at. Okay, okay, here we go right here. Here we go right here. Now we're about to run through it. Here we go.
He said, now they're going to come for you. I said, can't come for me for what? I didn't say anything. He said, they're going to come. And they're going to be some people that you thought you might be able to get, that they're not going to come now. That's absolutely has happened. They were so excited. Thanks for reaching out. We can't wait to sit down. When Cat dropped, it's like, all of a sudden he gay now. And a day later, they can't do it. And then no call. Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scene, and to see them attack, did I expect it? No.
There you go. You're looking at it right there, but it's twisting now. Check this out.
Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart. So everybody that Cat sat right here and told you about, everything he was saying was on the up and up. No one's saying he's lying. I can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
They ain't coming on now, Mo.
They ain't coming on now. Y'all remember when he did that Cat Williams joint? Had everybody start coming for him. Everybody started attacking him. Y'all seen it. Hold on a minute, because y'all know this damn camera be always go stupid on me. Let's see if I can get. You know, y'all seen it. Y'all have seen exactly how it went down on him. And it's a twist right here that I was speaking to before I run into my final diatribe and play that last video for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen it. Everybody came against him. Everybody was trying to turn feather. Cat Williams told him, warned him, and he said it happened. Monique also warned him about the women. These are different traps. And then you seen a clip to where Monique said about certain people. What we got to understand, Shannon Sharpe came up out of nowhere. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't controlled. And then you about to get that $100 million contract? Maybe Shannon Sharpe didn't peep that this girl was a damn plant, or maybe somebody came and paid her or whatever to line him up because she got the receipts to do just enough what she's trying to do. And then the timing of it, just before he supposed to get this $100 million contract. Let me play this next video right here, and then I'm gonna hit y'all with a little bit of another perspective. You know what I'm saying? Let me see where I'm at. I didn't. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this together at some point. All this stuff new to me, y'all. But let me see. Oh, I hate when I do this. There's so many doggone clips I got here. Oh well, anyway. The whole thing is okay, here we go right here.
That is hypocritical. My perspective is some of us feel conflicted when they see others doing good, especially if they didn't need our help to get there. At the end of the day, you not supporting these outlets and running to white outlets only exposes your inferiority complex and needing of white society to co-sign you to make you feel validated. Good boy. Is that what you want to hear? Now, black talent needs black media and black media needs black talent. And the more we collaborate with each other, the stronger we can both grow and learn along the way. D.L. Hughley, the door continues to be open for you to come on our platform to share your perspective.
Now, this brother right here is speaking. And what did he say? Black people or black culture need black outlets. I'm just digressing for a minute. Look at all the channels that has made a lot of money off black culture. Who is the highest paid podcaster right now? Joe Rogan. Didn't Joe Rogan get a contract, maybe about $1 million, $100 million, or some crazy number like that? Shannon Sharpe's video that he did with Cat Williams when Cat Williams warned him, I believe eclipsed Joe Rogan's thing by tens of millions. What does that do to the no jumpers? The thing that he showed that D.L. Hughley was on, the Vlads and people like that. Because I was already hearing from people inside the industry that a lot of people was refusing to go onto those channels, and Shannon Sharpe was cutting into a lot of them people money. And then Shannon Sharpe was giving a voice to those that maybe the power struggle didn't want to be heard. So just imagine him getting that $100 million contract. What channels were bigger than some of them channels that I stated? Because it's not that black people wouldn't love to go on but of course they'll probably go to their own. And that takes money out of these other people's pockets. But not only that, you got some allegedly people that say people that go on some of these channels end up getting investigated, indicted, and all this type of stuff. So I'm just saying, that's just another perspective. Is that the reason why all this happened? I don't know. But you can't say that it don't look kind of weird, and the timing of it, just one day before this man signs this contract. I know a lot of people believe in coincidences. I've had quite a few alleged coincidences in my life, but they turned out to not be coincidences. Trust me. How does a boy from the east side of Detroit, Black Bottom, get all the way to Sinaloa in Culiacan and meet Chapo? How does that happen? I never dreamed of it. Is it a coincidence? How did a boy from the east side of Detroit end up in Durango meeting the old man, Miles Zambada? How? Was it a coincidence? How did I go on a 10-year run getting tons of work and never get popped? Is it a coincidence? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not qualified to speak on it. You know, but like I say, shameless plug is on Amazon. Now I got the volumes on Amazon on Audible. On Audible, where you can listen to the is it Audible? Yes, Audible, where you can listen to the audio book over there. You know, and you can check the whole thing out and see it for yourself. You know? So let's go ahead and move on through this. You know, let's move on to this. Now, here's the latest recording of this whole debacle that I want y'all to hear. And I'm going to play some clips, and then I got like 2 or 3 more as I wrap this thing up.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Whoop. I skipped a step right here.
So the first one that just kept coming up over and over again was being dominated. Nearly 65% of women fantasized about being dominated, according to a survey of more than 1,000 women that was published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine. The act of BDSM, right, is alluring, and it's a community because one partner relinquishes all sense of control, right? They're submissive to that person that is touching them, that is in a relationship with them. It's all about control, but they subconsciously, they give themselves permission to enter this space.
This is slightly beyond the 50 Shades of Grey type shit. Women love this. If you look, I did a video on this before. I'm going to see if I can find it, and I will bring up the stats here again, where women clearly say, where women get a maximum amount of sexual stimulation from being in a state where they feel hopeless.
Now listen, ain't nobody being super freaky or nothing. These are statistics. And I believe the first one, the woman was a psychiatrist or something, and in that field, and saying what she encounters a lot. And by this being a Christian nation, a lot of these things are taboo, and people don't like to talk about it. But it's good that we're having this conversation, because I believe this is one of these scenarios right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play this next video, which is the latest video to be released between him and her. And here we refer back to the choking thing, and you can kind of hear it as I wrap this thing up. So check this out.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
There we go again. The whole thing about what you did to me, and she going for what he did to her as a justification for what they're doing, but it's all fit in the scenario. And then you have the racial thing that's brought into it. I don't want to get choked. Just like the other video, the recording, and what he says. He goes right into character. He goes right into character. And then he takes it a step further. He goes, big black chokes little white. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, it's so clear to see. But now pay attention to this. This gonna be the smoking gun right here. Pay attention to this.
What I'm starting to see, and you let me know if you're seeing the same thing. So many women are pulling off this stunt, starting from, the Johnny Depp case. Women are lying about a lot of this shit. And as more and more of these cases are brought into the public sphere, you're going to start to see the credibility of these women becoming less and less important. Now, I want you to think about this, right? When a woman has a profession as a dominatrix, right, where she goes to the man's house with a whip and chain and she drags him around the house with a dog collar and she's making him eat off of her shoes and licking her feet and all other body parts we're not going to describe right here. There's nothing wrong with that, is it? But lo and behold, when Shannon becomes the dominatrix one, a big ass, powerful, strong black man to a meek and mild young girl, he's the bad one. And society will punish him for that. That's what she's hoping, even though the text clearly shows that she's into this shit. So in conclusion, gentlemen, whether you have money or not, whether you have status or not, when you meet a woman and she wants to indulge in anything what you would consider freaky, where it involves tying, whether it involves hitting, slapping, whatever it is, choking, you must have a form signed by her and witnessed by someone else.
It's a drug, people. It's a drug. And that last part that he described, even though the way he described it is pretty accurate, but it's the same thing. The big black male, the little white woman. And that's what they were playing out. Let me run it back one more time for you so you can hear it. It's so clear.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Her whole tone, because she's not kind of like she's slow there. Well, I'm sure she's not. But it's the whole thing with the super submissive victim sound, and they're in character. They're in character. And when you get into silly season like that, there's no, safe word? How do you know when it's acting, when it's not? It's like it's an insatiable appetite that grows and grows and grows and grows. And then it ends up at some point, in some cases, you could even assume the Diddy Cassie thing. Which totally wrong for that. But if it was anything like that, it grows and grows to where it becomes really sickening for real. What is people become these characters that they playing? And as I repeated 3 times when Mo said, well, some of the women, they don't do them things, and he pointed like that. Maybe some sisters or whatever. That became more important to him, I think, than the actual act. So when you start getting off into that, this young lady know what she's doing. Maybe Busby was there the whole time. Who knows? To get him on tape saying and doing certain things when it's clearly at one point consensual, because Busby stated that. But stated a couple of times through there he took it. And as Judge Joe Brown, you probably need to go over there and look at Dana, the real Dana. And he spoke about most likely on these juries, there won't be no hip hop people on there. It won't be no people from maybe the inner cities that's not more conservative because they don't want to be on juries. They don't. So you probably gonna have a super conservative jury of people that don't participate in stuff like that. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it costs them a whole lot of money. Let's run this last joint right here and me to give my last little things to get out your way.
These women exist and they want it. But in today's environment, these women also know if they get recording of that man and he's a powerful man and it's not being recorded properly or there was no written consent between both of you, that powerful man is opening himself up to this exact problem, a potential $50 million lawsuit. Try to understand one thing, my friends. Sex as you know it, especially in the Christian world, sex before the Christians got involved in classified certain movements illegal, unchristian-like, worshiping the devil. Because as far as the church was concerned, there was only one position, what we know as the missionary position. And sex was never supposed to be for pleasure. It was only supposed to be used for procreation. Did you all know that? This is why we have the term missionary position. So our brains have been calibrated to think that that's normal. That is normal sex. Anything outside of that, the tying up, the 50 Shades of Grey shit, that is taboo. But before the
Now, the whole dominatrix thing, where did that come from? I can't pronounce the Latin word, but it comes from the church. You may be familiar with the Inquisition, to where they were gathering the witches of Europe and burning them at the stake. And they had a whole area that they would take them to where they'll put them on a rack. Take him to the rack him up and scratch him and all that. Then you had the dungeons and all that. And then you got people today playing this stuff out, dressing up in the leather and all that. We think about the ancient movies or the old movies of the 1500s, and they're going to take you to the guillotine. The executioner had on a leather mask and all that. That's all it is. It's that same creepy, freaky stuff. But yet and still, I guess it's Christianity. But that's where the whole concept, a lot of that stuff came from. That weird stuff they were doing will have them trials and what they were doing to them different people, those dungeons and all that, to torture people and, So, as the brother stated, he got a good channel. You need to check him out. Real good stuff he be saying. That's the reality. That's the reality, man. And there's no way to work your way back from that. There's no way. And at the end of the day, all relationships are transactional. His relationship with her was clearly transactional, and her reference to the 25K a cheek and all that. But for some reason, I guess he may have got lost in that. And he's a football player, TV, so he does contracts all the time. But I guess to a male's ego, it might affect you maybe somewhat to think that you would need to do a contract to have a woman act this way when he would want to believe. And I think maybe at some point he started to believe it and getting into character that this was really the effect that he was having on this woman. And not forgetting, had to be that it was transactional. But oh my God, the taxes he about to pay now. But at the end of the day, man, I appreciate y'all checking me out. My buddies that usually come through here and we usually raise a little hell, talking mess back and forth. I decided to go ahead and pre-record this because you jokers get in here and y'all raise too much hell. I'm just joking because I love to have you and we have a lot of fun. But I know on this subject here, you boys would have really clowned. Y'all would have really clowned. But shout out to y'all, man, and much love to you. And hey, yo, if anybody peeping this out, I didn't say it through the whole thing. If you got this far, man, give me a like. give me some subscriptions, give me some follows if you're on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Share it, whatever the case may be. And put your opinions down low, what you think, man. If you agree with what I'm saying, if you disagree or whatever, put it down low, man. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know where you're tapping in from. I'm interested in hearing that. I'll shout back out at you. Next few days, I'm going to be loading some stuff up because took a little time off trying to handle a couple of things. So I'm going to try to catch back up with y'all a little bit more. And for my homies out there that we get the hell together and raise some hell, we about to do some more lives too and turn up on it, So that's what's up, man. Hey, for you guys that haven't purchased the book or whatever, I'd appreciate it if you guys take another look back at it, and considering purchasing. Like I said, it's on audio right now, so you can listen to it, as you're riding or whatever the case may be. Again, this is my joint over there on Connect Podcast, like close to 1 million on that, And yeah, man, just check me out. And like I say, I appreciate y'all, man. At the end of the day, I fuck with y'all, and I'm hoping that y'all continue to fuck with me. And for all my other folks out there, as I always say, don't trip, family. We got next. Deuces.